My name is Tom Brown. I'm your host for today's Green TV. Green TV is brought to you by the St. Joe Valley Greens in South Bend, Indiana. Opt-out organizers held a coffee house party and invited movement activists and supporters. There were speakers and entertainers, all young adults and high school students. Green TV recorded the event so you, our listeners, are informed regarding the issue of military recruiting in our high schools. We hope the show helps you form an opinion regarding military recruiting and counter-recruiting in schools. At the very least, you will better understand what your family's options are. Please be a good citizen and a green citizen. Get involved. Think globally, act locally.
Raniel Rufino is a young, socially conscious, active, and very ardent counter-recruiter. He has been featured in national magazines for his work in counter-recruitment activities. And he does this through his music. So he's agreed tonight. He's going to talk just a little bit and then share with us some of that music in his particular and unique form. And after that, I'm sure he'll be able to answer questions. And then following him, we also have another band, Aster. So without further ado, let me hand the microphone over to our guest from New York City, Raniel Rufino.
Hey guys, I'm Raniel and I come from NYC. Well, a bit about my background. I rap, I do music, and rap means rap and poetry. And there's another way to make knowledge contagious and try to bring it out. Because if you think about it, when Vietnam was going on, if it wasn't for the media, the war could have kept going for longer, right? So we had to, what I'm trying to do, I come from a community where is what we consider the ghettos, where a lot of kids don't think they can make it out of that environment, so they go and they try to go and enlist themselves in the military. And I'm trying to do something positive so that they could see that there's other ways out. And basically, where is he? Well, he said, I have a friend who's his brother. He fought in Iraq, and he killed a little boy. The kid was about 6 years old. And the thing is, he got a son himself, so he killed the kid, and now he goes back home, and now he's an alcoholic. He drinks. He has a lot of problems. He's just not himself, and it hurts me because my friend tells me that he thinks that he lost his brother. He feels like his brother is still in Iraq, and those are some of the things that we don't see every day because we're just too busy doing other things. There's a lot of things going on that I think we should really think about. And, well, this rap thing that I did, it was a piece on the 10 points considering, before that you should consider before enlisting in the military. And basically, I did it for Jim Murphy, and he's a veteran, a Vietnam veteran. And he goes around all over the schools around upstate New York. And he's doing a lot of conferences and stuff like that. And he told me to write a piece before I graduated. And I wrote a piece for him, and he loved it, and they got me an article in Mother Jones magazine. And the rap piece goes something like this. It goes, think about your life, the choices you make. Recruiters out to get you, don't make a mistake. It's obvious, right? They talk in the hood, take a homeboy and write what's wrong and what's good. My words are truth and heal like a medicine. Don't believe me, man, holla at a veteran. It'll be better than the words I write. Do you really see a cause for the wars we fight? Aye, if not then, Free your mind and focus on the prince. Read between the lines. Time after time, it's harder than the lottery to see one of us now become their property. Probably you'll get many promises, but don't leave it for later. Get on your grind and get it all on paper. Now, do you want to R.I.P. right now from the NYC telling you there's no guarantee? J.O.B. you have no clue. And this is for the ones who keep it real. In the military, you can't be you. So think, listen, and see. Is a puppet to George Bush really all you can be? And so what I'm doing with this rap piece, I went nationwide, Air America, and we have a little contest trying to get like other kids motivated to do like some type of rap piece or poetry, and they could bring it, they could send it to the Teen Talk offices, and then if you have a piece, you could win $500. And we're just trying to do that to try to get them in and motivated to do something, and maybe they could open their minds by doing this. And it's funny because I've been learning a lot and talking to a lot of veterans, and what I'm learning from them is if you want light, right, when you turn off the light, if you want light, you are not going to turn it off. And it's just funny how we fight to get peace. Doesn't make sense to me. We have wars in order to get peace. Doesn't really make sense to me. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help my other friends who are blocked. They have like a cloud in front of them. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to be a fan next to them who blows the cloud away from them. Lets them see the truth that is right in front of them, and they're not looking at it because they're just too busy with movies, and you're blind by BS, basically, and stuff that is not important in life. There's a lot of topics that we should know about and we can speak about, and we should just keep talking and keep televising it and let people see what's really going on, and hopefully in the future we can have a better world than this. She wants me to do another little rap piece. This one is more poetical. It's not really, it's just thoughts. It goes, when the sun hits, joy blooms, cause rain equals pain and dark moons. The light fumes a symbol of bliss. It's like a beam of light hitting a ditch. It's sad, ain't it, to see a rose petal with their backs tainted. This path is famous, known for murder, the whack lame stuff. Girls' age is 10 and above, selling their bodies, a product of men, a reflection of self. My body is a temple, still I mess with my health. Like Jay Dex, my mind is free and flesh in itself. Stressing is hell, well, I was placing it right. We blind by the gold and I'm lacing the nights. Me, ashamed of my life? Never. I speak and I'm handing advice. I've even handled it twice. I'll go through this again, and this time I'll even save the spice. Close your eyes and label the strife. Think bliss, and that should be the label of life, but it's not, because most aren't able to fight. They rather sit back and enjoy this fabulous sight. I sit stable like a table when the measure was right. My lips strike truth. It's perfect in the mix of the meat, mic, booth. See, I choose to move in a slow pace. From time to time I sin, but I know faith is not visual. It's about believing when time's critical. To me, birth is a symbol of divine miracles, and loving is blind and not physical. Together as one, we can overcome difficult moments. First, look for an omen. Wars, hate, hurricanes storming the world. Is the end near? Is the time of destruction finally here?
I'm sure most of you know what opting out is, but in case you don't, under the No Child Left Behind Act, schools are required to allow military recruiters into their high school, and they have all there, they are allowed to access any student's information. Under the same No Child Left Behind Act, there is a way for you to opt out. You can sign a form, and your information does not have to be handed out. Last year, I started a peace group at my high school, and we started out small, just trying to gain some members and gain some momentum. And after kind of failing miserably at getting new members and stuff like that, a few friends and I decided to take things in their own hands, and we had a major problem with having military recruiters every day in our lunchroom. So me and a friend, we got together and we staged a silent protest, and it didn't go over so well. They were not happy, and we were told we had to stop, and things got pretty ugly, and I ended up getting suspended. And I kept fighting and fighting and fighting for it, and when the administrator told my friend and I that if we didn't stop, we'd get in trouble, my friend pretty much bailed out on me, so it's pretty much just me hanging out with the sign in the middle of my cafeteria trying to explain to 200 students what the No Child Left Behind Act was, and like I said, I got suspended, and I kept pushing the issue, and going to meetings and stuff like that, and eventually, through a lot of nagging, we got military recruiters out of Georgia Union High School. Of course, I've been working on other things, working with other local Michigan high schools, trying to educate students about the No Child Left Behind and the Opt Out forms. And we just had a meeting about maybe a month and a half ago, and it was kind of just like a follow-up, like how everyone's doing, you know, kind of like a big pep talk to push people to talk about this more and more. And Brenna, in the back, whose phone is ringing, gave me a bunch more opt-out forms, and I took them to my high school, and I had about maybe 200, just a little under 200, so about 190 something. And I went into seminar, which is basically like a study hall, and I went to about 4, and I had them all signed. And I explained in detail, very thoroughly, what they were, why it was important to me, and why they as students should be concerned. And I ended up making some more copies, and right now we have 700 students in my high school, and I have had 376 of opt-out forms signed. And the only reason why I don't have more is because I ran out. So again, you know, it's pretty important to make sure that this information is being shared to fellow students, and it's very important that it's explained thoroughly, that you should know what you're talking about, and just make sure you're prepared for any situation. And I think, even just me doing what I did and accomplishing what I did is pretty big. But I know in bigger high schools, or even with just more than one person, even if it's only 2 or 3 people, that more can be accomplished. And I was reading the little thing that said, is it your school had 75 people opt out? Whose school had 75 people opt out? Did I pick your school? Adams. That's a really big step. So.
Okay, so I go to John Adams High School. There were more people. Now there's like 4 of us, 5. They're leaving. No, but there's like, we got a good number here. But I was like connected with Brenna and like through my family, and then myself and some other members of my high school, like who are in Amnesty, etc. We went to the opt-out meetings and we learned about that, and then we brought the forms back to our high school. And, we signed them ourselves, and I took them to the office to give them to them, and they had no idea what they were or what to do with them. So first, the big step was like informing the administration of like what an opt-out form was. So much like, oh my God, it's like on your name. Rebecca, I was gonna call her Brittany, I'm sorry. Much like Rebecca, like first we had to confront like adults who should know about this stuff but didn't. So that was kind of a problem. And then the next step, of course, is telling students about it, because students are the ones who it affects. But a lot of students just like have no idea, or they don't feel that it concerns them. But in the past, 2 months of school, we've gotten 70 people approximately to turn in the forms, and most of it's just been word of mouth, because our administration won't allow us to go to homerooms and talk to large amounts of people at one time. So we just kind of have to do it like one at a time, and just very like underground word of mouth. So that's really important. Like that's for right now. That like seems to be working pretty well, word of mouth. But also, we've had a lot of there's been a lot of press coverage, and that's been good. So I've been asked to just once again. There are the forms to fill out, and they're in the back on the table. So if you want to take a bunch and hand them out to your friends, basically on the card you just have to write your like name of the high school you go to, your name, birthday, like signature. And with the school corporation, the South Bend School Corporation, they sent out to every parent a little packet with like school information, and they included the opt-out form, but there was a lot of misinformation in the form. For example, it said that the student and the parent had to sign it, but it really has like, you don't have to have your parents sign it. It's solely up to the student. So a lot of students were kind of thrown off by that. And also, they put a deadline on it, which there is no deadline for these opt-out forms. You can turn them in whenever you want to, you know, up till your senior year. And yeah, there's just a lot of misinformation, so we're trying to clarify that and get a little bit more cooperation with the schools. But we've had a lot of help with the administration, so that's always good. And I'm done now.
My name is Mike Griffin. I work with Brennan on this campaign for counter recruitment, and this is the first of, we hope, many coffee houses, the Opt Out Coffee House, and the first group that played, you guys were awesome. We want to have you guys back, and keep playing this is great. Another thing we have up there is we have a poster, which you can feel free to take one and use it to help in this campaign. It says, before you even just think about this, I want to tell a quick story. Part of my work and the way I've gotten into this is by being a counselor on something called the GI Rights Hotline. And I don't know if you're familiar with that, but the GI Rights Hotline is a number, a nationwide number that soldiers can call who are in the military and who often are desperately seeking a way to get out. And we get many, many calls a day. Nationwide, there's hundreds of soldiers each day who are trying to get out of this war. And just today, as we were doing all the planning for tonight and an event we're going to have tomorrow, which I'll tell you about in a moment, I got a call from a guy I had been working with, an Army reservist, who's been in for 7.5 years in the Army Reserves, and only has 6 more months to go. But because of a policy by the Pentagon called the Stop-Loss Order, his unit has been deployed to Iraq. And he had been a reservist and went to his drills, but he said, you know, there comes a time when you just know you can't do something. And something in his conscience was pricked, and he said, I can't go. And he doesn't want to go off to a foreign land and kill people. And so he didn't know what to do. And he decided to go AWOL. And this is about a month ago. And he went AWOL, and there's a process, and that's part of what the GI Rights Hotline does, is we tell soldiers who are AWOL, well, here's what you do to turn yourself in and to get your discharge. And he did, and today was the day he was supposed to get a discharge, and he called me. Actually, his father is the first one who called me frantic, because he was being taken by military escort and forcibly put onto a plane to join his unit at a base near Indianapolis called Camp Atterbury, where they are going to be flown to Iraq. And so this is in the United States of America, a supposedly all-volunteer army, where a soldier who I'm working with, and this is just one of many, is basically being forced against his will to go off and fight this war. So if he would have known just a little bit of what he was getting into, he never would have enlisted. He was a high school student, and he had military recruiters calling him. He had them come to their lunch period. He saw the chin-up contest and the push-up contest and the free giveaways and all that. And he bought it. And he signed up. And now he's going to be sent to Iraq. Perhaps be asked to kill or to die. And so that's why this counter-recruitment campaign is extremely important. Posters like this, which basically says things like, the military wants you for war. Their priority is not your career. I take calls in our office every day from people who say, well, I thought I could get a free education and learn computers. And next thing you know, I'm told that I'm going to be driving a truck in Iraq. So things like the fact that 1 in 5 Iraq war vets reports being responsible for a civilian death. Do military recruiters tell folks that you may have to kill someone? 1 in 6 has post-traumatic stress disorder. All these things, and you as high school students especially, can be the ones to educate your peers. Rebecca Cleveland has 373 students who have opted out. God only knows how many lives she saved, this one young girl, by doing that. And so we hope in the coming months that more students like the ones who are gathered here can continue and keep up this effort, because really this is a battle, and it's a battle to save people's lives, but also to save their consciences.
That one person can make a difference, and I encourage you to get more people to help you in this, because the more of you there are, the harder it is to support. And another quick story, when I turned in my opt-out form at the beginning of the year, I was told, well, okay, we'll put this on file, but we're not going to guarantee anything. We really aren't going to do anything with it. And I was like, okay. So even then, I had a few from earlier in the summer that I had some friends fill out. I was like, okay, well, ignore 10. You told me you're not going to do anything with 10. And then this last month, ignore 300. You can't ignore that. You can't ignore these levels. So I just encourage you guys to go out there and keep doing what you do. So